Remember to slap the sand with the right hand with the sole of the club behind the ball 1 inch and follow through. Stop quitting on the ball, follow through, be confident, be a Baus, be a man. Now the ironic thing with bunkers is that the more you get used to them and the more time you spend in them on the practice facility, the less you fear them, and the less you fear them, the less you go in them, because you stop seeing them. So when you stop seeing bunkers, you stop going in them, and even if you go in them, you're like, I'm a Baus, I don't mind. And when you don't mind, you get up and down more. So go learn how to do it, okay? Because fear comes from not understanding stuff. Go understand bunkers, go practice in them. Once you understand something, you stop fearing it, you stop going in it, and life gets better.
Too easy.
Golf is easy and golf is fun. Just relax. Bunkers, you got to be loose, no tension, no deceleration. As soon as you start decelerating, you keep it in the sand. As soon as you start digging too far behind the ball, you hit it in the teeth. It's a slap of the sole behind the ball, 1 inch, using the right hand and flicking the wrists. You actually have to have the loosest wrists of all time. One more time. Now watch my wrists, okay? They're very loose. It's a flick. It's a flick, okay? Like that. I love the sand. You should start loving the sand. Your whole life will change. Perfect. Now players, as you may notice, I absolutely love bunkers, every single kind. I like fairway bunkers, greenside bunkers, whatever bunker. Grass bunkers, not so much. Anything with sand. To me, this is exactly the same as the fairway. All I do is lift my chin a little bit so I can move the club face up a little bit more, and I just hit the same shot. Quiet legs though. I think the big secret is to have quiet legs. This is the only place I don't sway, because I actually sway in my swing. That's why I hit it like an absolute Baus. But yeah, just lift that chin a little bit and keep those legs quiet, okay? You'll get out first time. Dig the feet a bit. Lift that chin. Step 1, dig the feet for stability. Step 2, lift the chin. Step 3, quiet lower body. Step 1, dig the feet. Step 2, lift the chin. Step 3, lower body quiet. Now normally what I do is I generally club up 1. I don't know why, I've always done it since I was 12, 13 years old. In a fairway bunker, take the club that you would normally hit and add 1. So if you're going with a 7 iron normally from the fairway, hit a 6 iron. You can do this with any club. Just make sure that you can clear the lip in front of you to be able to hit that club. If you hit it into the lip, you're going to be staying in the bunker or hitting a shuri 50 or 60 yards in front of you, leaving another terrible shot. So step number one, assess the lie. Is the lie good? Great, fine, whatever. Pick the right club to clear the lip based on your lie. And then step one of the shot, dig the feet, lift the chin, quiet lower body. Get the ball out, be a Baus, change your life. Send the check. Now, if you've got longer bunker shots, use less loft. Like any shot in golf, don't necessarily hit a club harder, hit less loft. It's much easier to do that without losing control. Now, if you argue with me about this in the bunkers, if you argue with me, you're wrong. 50 degree should, with the same shot as the 58, should clear this green in front of me. Whoa, shank. Shanky. So you see less loft, same shot, longer distance. So when you got the 40-yard shot, you got the 50-yard shot, you got the 30-yard shot, change your club. Don't swing harder with the club you use. If I hit a 58 degree from like 40 yards, very good chance I'll thin it, very good chance I'll get too much spin, leave it short and rip it back. When I got the 30-yarder, I'm going for the 54, 40-yarder, going for the 50, 50-yarder, going with the pitching wedge, even up to an 8 or 9 iron for the longer shots. Bunkers are easy, bunkers are fun, but how much do you spend practicing them? That's the problem. Get in the bunkers, bring the sandcastle, bring the spade, don't be like Patrick Reed, don't cheat, get it out one time. Now here's where I sell yourself to you. I sell you to yourself. I believe every single one of us, you included, have the ability to be short game maestros in no time. Much quicker time than hitting the ball better with your irons and with your driver. Yes, improve at that, but get this shit right, because if you get this right, you are going to be an absolute Baus. Oh yeah, hard candy. Now, when you're chipping, we want to get the ball rolling ASAP. Those fluffy chips with the 56 degree and the 60 degree, very inconsistent when they land. Some roll out, some don't. And that is very frustrating. So what we want to do, get the ball rolling ASAP Baruni. So we have a hole in the distance there. I haven't done it, first chip right now, but I can already see a 58 degree will be very inconsistent. And from here, probably a putt to be honest, but I'm showing you for interest's sake, maybe a 7 or an 8 iron, okay? I mean, it's not new, this concept, players. There's the rule of 12. There's Gary Playa who goes through these things from bunkers even, with down to even a 6 iron out of a bunker. It's not a new concept, but the flash concept is the flop shot, the high lofty shot. That's flash. It's unnecessary, okay? Have more fun, be in control, be the Baus. Let's try 7 iron. Do you see what I'm saying? That is so easy. I didn't even put any effort, didn't even think, because there's so much margin for error on this. It's not like a 60 degree where you have 1 square foot to land it. Because you're letting it roll up, like most old people make more hole-in-ones when they get older than when they were younger, because the ball's rolling up onto the green on par 3s. Now with this, it's a similar concept. You're giving yourself a chance to hold it, and if you duff it a little bit, if you teeth it a little bit, it's going to be okay. Unlike a 60 degree, I mean, you know what happens. So let's try again. I mean, look how easy that is. Watch, I don't even have to look. Now, players, same chip, let's go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 wedge. That's a 4 iron. 5 iron. Oh, nearly hold it. 6 iron. Maybe a bit short. 7 iron. Oh, that could be good. A little bit long. Got about 5 feet. This one, 8 iron. Okay, not so good. Maybe 7 feet. See, now as the lofts get higher and the carry, not the carry distance, but the actual run out distance gets longer, you'll start to notice the consistency get worse. So the 4, 5, and 6 iron, maybe even the 7, are quite good for this shot. But a 9, 8, or 9, a wedge, and a 50 degree, maybe the carry versus rollout is too long. Refer back to the rule of 12. It's a very good system. Now what you notice when you have more loft is you have to concentrate more on a very much smaller landing area. Whereas with the longer club, you just have to bump it on the green very lightly and it's going to get there. This is the key. This takes more concentration because there's more distance to cover in the air and then roll out, and that consistency is not there. Whereas a 4, 5, or 6 iron, just bump it on the front, let it run up. It's a beauty. Try it, try it. As you can see, the loft's getting in my head more. I need to be comfortable. I would rather hit a 6 iron on this chip, actually. Okay, players, a lot of the time you see me talking about aiming, okay? There's Danny over there again. And let's say the pin is here, okay? And we've come from this angle down here in the fairway, and that's what we got to look at, okay? We've got a whole green to the right, but we're often going to ignore that. We've got a green to the right, a flat area down there, short, we've got all this green here. But we look at the pin, and then we get obsessed, and we don't see that there's a big upslope here. And if you pull it a little bit, you're going to be short-sided over there. And if you tug it and hit it, or hit it at the pin and you go along, you're going to be coming in from below the green. Now below the green onto a slope down the hill, you're going to be going back off the green again. So most of this 666, stress-free, everything about that, you'll see me talk about aiming. And aiming is so essential to the game of golf. The conservative shot is always what you want. If you're going at this pin, you better be really confident with your distance control. Otherwise, you've got the whole green over there for a 2-putt or a chip. So what we want to do, and I'll show you the difference between the chipping here, is that the chipping and putting becomes more aggressive when you go perhaps down here a little bit short, so you can go up the hill. But to the right, you can be aggressive with your putt or a nice long chip where you have the green to work with. But over there, you're going to have very little green onto downslopes. This is key to good golf. Now more often than not, you're going to hit the one that comes down the slope here and leave yourself a side hiller or uphiller like 8-9 feet. Whereas if you play the conservative play to the right or just short here, you're going to have a nice chance at the birdie or the par. Now we're going to go onto the other side there where we're below the green, heading onto the downslope. Let's see what happens. So 2 or 3 of those were pretty solid, but as you can see, they didn't even get down to the hole, and the ones that got down to the hole, which were quite solid, came way past. So when we're short-siding ourselves, firstly, we have a tough shot, and secondly, we have to be very tentative with these clubs because we only have a very fine area to land the ball. When you play the conservative shot, you allow yourself more chance to make a slight error and still come out okay. There, I hit some pretty solid chips, and it still didn't end up good. Put yourself in the best position with aiming and you'll play better golf.